Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have been talking about how they see Dak Prescott as their unquestioned future at the quarterback position. I'm not entirely certain that that's true. We'll talk about the short-term and the long-term ramifications of the Dak Prescott ankle crack coming up. But first, as everybody knows, Miller Lite is the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, have I got some awesome Cowboys gear for you, courtesy of the fine folks at Miller Lite. I've got Cowboys hats, I've got Cowboys shirts, I've got more Cowboys shirts, woo! I've got koozies, I've got cups, I've got flags, I've even got this freaking awesome Cowboys jacket. Yeah. So I've got all this cool stuff. I don't know what to do with any of it, besides than keep it all for myself. So I'm going to give it away to you. All you have to do is click subscribe with the link in the description. Just click the link in the description and subscribe, and you're automatically registered to win this stuff. Because once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving it all away and shipping it to you. And all you have to do is subscribe. This could be yours for you to wear on Cowboys Sundays or whenever you want. All you have to do is subscribe on the page and you're automatically registered to win 1 or 2 or 3 of these awesome, badass Cowboys gear. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. So Dak Prescott's injury, what it means for the short-term future. Well, Andy Dalton is now the starting quarterback of the Cowboys, and look, that's not horrendous news. You signed him knowing that you had a guy that has won games in the NFL before, that has won divisions in the NFL before, and this is going to fundamentally change the dynamic of the football team. The way that they were constituted to win games will no longer be the same way. We've heard a lot of people talking about, getting back to the ground and pound, running the football, relying on Zeke Elliott, and then obviously relying more on a defense that's, to this point this season, been sorely overmatched. But let's take a step back and talk about the defense real quickly, right? The defense has been bad. They gave up 34 points to a bad Giants team that had scored 47 points all season long. Or did they? The defense actually just gave up 20 points, where the offense had 2 turnovers that led to 14 points, including the pick 6 from Dak Prescott in this game, and then, of course, the fumble by Andy Dalton when he first got into the game that turned into 7 points the other way for the Giants. So the 34 was really just 20 given up by the defense because it was 14 points that were given up off of turnovers. And that's been the problem for the Cowboys all year. This Cowboys offense has been hemorrhaging turnovers, and they are being outscored on points off turnovers 59-10. So their defense has been bad, but maybe not as bad as the points would indicate, because the team keeps turning the ball over and giving points to the other team. Additionally, Leighton Vander Esch, scheduled to come back this week, and if not this week, it'll be very soon that he'll be back. They're also going to start to get Chido Awuzie back. So some of the guys that have been missing are going to start to return. And look, losing Leighton Vander Esch, though, at the beginning of the season, I think dramatically impacted the defense's ability to be successful. This is a defense that had very few good players coming into the season, and if they lost any of those good players, namely Leighton Vander Esch and DeMarcus Lawrence, this defense is going to be in big trouble, and that's what we've seen. We don't really know what this team will look like with Andy Dalton at quarterback. We just know that they won't be as good offensively with Andy Dalton at quarterback, but they still have to figure out what they're going to do long-term with their offensive line, which seemed to hold up pretty well against the New York Giants. We'll see how they can hold up on Monday night against the Cardinals, but at left tackle with Brandon Knight, and then Connor Williams, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and then Terrence Steele, it wasn't as bad as maybe we had expected. So we'll see if that remains the line Monday night when they start. And then, of course, with Andy Dalton, Zeke Elliott, and then the weapons they have on the outside, this could still be a pretty good and robust offense that's just probably not going to have as high of a ceiling as it had with Dak Prescott, obviously. And then what are the impacts that it has on the defense? Bottom line, the biggest question mark about the hiring of Mike McCarthy was, is he going to be different than his predecessor? Will he be able to adjust, adapt, and evolve on the fly? Well, here you go. Here's a great opportunity for Mike McCarthy to show a willingness and ability to evolve, adapt, and grow on the fly. He's without his starting tackles and left tackle and right tackle. He's without his starting quarterback now. They're missing their starting nose tackle. So a lot of pieces of the puzzle are missing. And this team still has an expectation to win games and perhaps even win the division despite all the losses they had. So here we go. Let's see if Mike McCarthy is really good at adapting to the situation that's been presented to him. Long term, this means a bunch of different things. Are the Cowboys as married to Dak Prescott as they say that they are? Maybe this past offseason gives us pretty good indication that maybe they're not as married to him long term. If I had to take a guess right now, my guess is that Dak Prescott is a starting quarterback of the Cowboys in 2021, and he's playing on a franchise tag year 2, which is going to be pretty cost prohibitive, but I just don't see any way the Cowboys are able to get a long-term deal done this offseason, given that they didn't last offseason, and there's not much in terms of data points for them to go to that would tip them over the edge of making a deal that Dak likes or his agent likes, again, based on maybe a lack of data points with only 5 games played in the season. And then there's the bigger question of the future of the quarterback position for the Cowboys. And this might be, for some of you, a blessing in disguise, dare I say. Cowboys could still very well draft a quarterback in the first round. Now, they're not going to be high enough to draft Trevor Lawrence, but depending on how this shakes out, will they be high enough to draft Justin Fields or Trey Lance, who I think could end up being the best quarterback in this draft out of North Dakota State? And then there's always Kyle Trask at Florida. We don't know how the rest of the college football season will play out. And then, of course, all of the Senior Bowl offseason work that helps us evaluate the quarterback position. But I also don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the Cowboys could very well be in the market for a quarterback in round 1 of the 2021 NFL Draft. My, how things change quickly in the National Football League. Consider hitting like or subscribe because I post Cowboys videos all the time. Oh, and by the way, hit subscribe, and that way you're automatically registered to win plenty of great Cowboys gear, courtesy of Miller Lite, which, as you know, is the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.